So if you guys have been paying attention for the past week or so, you know that Rockstar was recently talking about dropping a trailer for GTA 6 and eventually did yesterday. And honestly, I think there's a lot of people who've made videos on the game and a lot of people who gave their opinions and stuff and talked about all the Easter eggs. Uh, and in my personal opinion, I think the graphics look great. The game itself just looks amazing. It looks like they're adding a lot of new stuff. They're adding animals like in Red Dead and stuff like that. And while I am really excited for this game coming out, and I think a lot of people would agree with me, this has been a 10-year wait for a game. It's going to be 12 by the time it comes out in 2025. I've seen a lot of people complaining about like the year it comes out, but I understand all that. Realistically, it takes time to make games, and I understand it, so I'm okay with it. I also seen people complaining about the lead main character being a female, which I don't really understand. I think it's kind of stupid. Like, I can see where they're coming from because they don't want it to be like some woke female character, which a lot of games tend to do. But to me, at least, Rockstar doesn't seem like the type of studio to do something like that. They've always kind of stayed away from that and tried to make their games as realistic as possible. And they try not to filter their games or try to push a certain agenda with them. So I think we can trust them. In Red Dead 2, they have some female characters in there. They have some in previous GTA games. But now it's the main character, so a lot of people are talking about it. But regardless, that's not what I'm here to talk about today. All of that is smaller issues, but I think realistically it won't affect the game as much. What I want to talk to you guys about today is the ban GTA 6 movement that recently started. And I find this whole situation kind of funny because I'm going to be honest, I don't see this going anywhere. But I kind of just wanted to talk about it because I think it's just really funny. If you aren't aware and you haven't watched the trailer yet for some reason and you click this video, um in the trailer there's a lot of things like gun violence and stuff like that, like which if you know what GTA is. Obviously there was a bunch of, girls shaking their ass in the trailer, right? But it's a GTA game, right? It is what it is. Uh but what I don't understand is the argument, because their biggest argument in this ban GTA 6 movement is that it's bad for children. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like this seems like a pretty easy answer, and that's the game isn't being sold to children. It's being sold for 17 and up. It's a rated M game. The same way you can't go to the store and buy a rated R movie. I mean, you can't really, no one really buys movies anymore, but you get what I'm saying. You can't watch a rated R movie if you're under the age of 18. And it's the same way with the game. It's not like this game is being sold towards children, right? Like, yeah, sure, you could say that children will play it, and yeah, that's true, but that's on the parents to make that decision. I feel like this is a pretty obvious thing, but, I guess to some people it's not. There's a bunch of tweets on Twitter, and I'll throw up on the screens just so you guys can look at them. And I would love to hear them out on this, but I just don't see their reasoning. The whole point of banning GTA 6 is that it affects children, but we know that the game is not mostly played by children, and the children that are, it's because their parents allow them to. So it really doesn't make sense. Their argument is, and what I see their comeback to that is, well, it's a bunch of man child, and they like video games and they're older and that's bad and all that. And honestly, I don't care what your take is on that, or if you think older people shouldn't be playing video games or not. Whatever you think, it doesn't really matter. I personally enjoy it, but you don't like it, that's okay with me. But you have to understand that kind of negates your whole argument about it being for kids then. Because if it's bad for kids but now you're mad because children are playing it, it's like you got to pick one side, right? Um, Same way, I'm sure many of these people have watched rated R movies before, with a bunch of killing and stuff like that. They've all probably watched movies like this, so I don't understand their whole argument. It doesn't make a lot of sense, and it just seems like people not looking into it enough. But overall, I think it's just pretty stupid, and I think it's a pretty easy thing to process. Even in the beginning of the trailer, it literally has the warning, so you know this is an M-rated game. In the beginning of the trailer, it says that the game may contain content inappropriate for children. It literally says that. I feel like that's pretty, obvious. But then their argument is stupid because, well, it's made for older people. And then their argument is, well, older people shouldn't be playing video games. Well, that's not what you're trying to do. You're trying to ban a game. You're not you're not trying to ban older people playing video games. What you're saying doesn't really make sense. Um, and even if they did ban GTA 6, right? Let's say they banned GTA 6. What about all the previous GTAs? We have GTA 5, 4, 3, Vice City. You know what I mean? Like, this wouldn't change anything. There'd still be more games coming out. I think overall, this whole situation is kind of goofy, and I feel like most people can understand that. But there is a small population who are really sitting there acting like this is a crazy concept for uh, people to play video games and that we need to ban it because it's bad. Another thing I've seen about this whole hashtag ban GTA 6 thing is they try just making fun of people who play video games, just, calling them fat and disgusting and all these other things, which, you know what? Fair enough. There is some pretty, disgusting looking gamers out there, especially, the ones in Discord servers and their Discord mods. There is a lot of them like that, but that doesn't mean everybody's like that. There are still people who, work out and go to the gym and do stuff like that, or maybe they're active, maybe they play a sport and they do all those things. But when they come home from, working out and work, they come home and they like to play video games. And I don't think that's a bad thing. Uh, it, but what do I know, right? I probably just look like this guy, so I can't talk because I look like this guy. But it's stupid because even if I did look like this guy, what would that change? Is that makes my opinion invalid now? I don't understand. I think it's a pretty stupid concept, and I think that overall it's a very goofy situation, which will end up getting nowhere. But because I saw this, I just had to make a video on it. It's just boggles my mind that people are really this stupid and just don't have like a enough brain power to see that this is really isn't a big deal. Other than that, I'm pretty impressed by the trailer itself. I think it looks very good from the graphics. Like I said earlier, uh, I like that there's animals now. I liked the scene where the gator came in to the gas station, like the perfect video to describe Florida. Like that is a video you would actually see in Florida, which is great. I think there was also like a bunch of redneck stuff, and like that's just obviously Florida. We all know that. And on top of all that, there's that one girl that with the hammers, and I think there was a video, and she was also from Florida, and she's supposed to be like a parody of her. My point is that Rockstar, they do the research and they do really good making games, and I'm excited for this game. Sure, it's in 2 years from now, so I guess we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you're excited for GTA 6, let me know in the comments. I don't usually make videos talking about drama like this, but I just thought I should because it was just kind of an interesting thing to talk about, especially since GTA 6 is as big as it is and people are going to try to ban it. I don't think it'll ever get banned, but you know what? Go for it, I guess. Go for what you believe in. But that's about it. See ya.